Hello beautiful people, this is Tactical Mind, my name is Lost, and welcome back to another video. Real quick, I just want to say I know I have not uploaded a video in the last 2 weeks or so. Reason for that being is I am enlisting into the United States Air Force. So of course my availability will be different and will be changing, especially when I go off the basic training. I don't have a schedule anymore when it comes to uploading. So don't expect, what was my schedule? Sundays and Thursdays, I believe it was. So I will be putting out videos for operations such as this. With Operation North Star, this is what the video is going to be talking about obviously today. And any other highlights such as that. So just expect surprises from me basically. I'm going to be sporadic and uploading whenever I can, pretty much. So I apologize that I don't have a set time for my videos to be uploaded so you guys can watch them consistently and know, hey, he's going to be uploading this day at this time. You know, don't expect that from me anymore. I apologize, but that's just how my life is now. Anyways, let's go and get right into the video. Okay, so right now I am on the patch notes for Operation North Star on Ubisoft's page, and I am going to be talking about Thunderbird, of course. My personal opinion, and those of you that have seen my comments on Instagram and whatnot, and my stories on Instagram, I don't think Thunderbird is a bad defender. I think she's pretty good. Overall thoughts, I don't think she will be played up in the higher leagues such as Pro League. I don't even see her being played in the Champion and Diamonds, maybe Plats, maybe High Plats. For the most part, she doesn't offer that kind of utility, although she can offer her Kona stations because she has 3 of them, right? When I first started this operator, I thought she was going to have 1 of them, and the cooldown was going to be pretty quickly and whatnot. However, I'm wrong. She has 3 of these Kona stations. They do 30 HP per shot, and the cooldown is 38 seconds long. So in one single ranked game, the maximum amount of HP she can deal and give to everyone is 360 HP. That's a lot of fucking HP. You know, especially if you guys seen that video to where Ubisoft breaks down Thunderbird and whatnot, you can stack this on choke points and other various areas that are key points for the attackers to take and make it a fucking nightmare for defenders or for attackers to handle that. You know, it's just more utility the attackers need to trash and take care of, more utility they need to destroy and whatnot. And looking at these patch notes, it seems like they're doing a lot of buffs and nerfs to everything and everyone. So I like her loadout, especially the Spear 308. For some reason, a lot of people hate it. But those of you that aren't aware, and especially those Jaeger mains out there, Jaeger's at the bottom of the fucking list. Out of all the defenders that have ARs, including Thunderbird, Jaeger's at the fucking bottom performance-wise for him. Because Omai is at the top with his AUG, I believe what was it called, the AUG something. Let's take a look at this real quick. Yeah, the AUG A2. So it does 42 damage and 720 fire rate. It is the best performing AR on the defensive side. Especially with all the nerfs and the recoil and whatnot changes to fucking Jaeger, because for some reason Ubisoft doesn't want Jaeger to be as, you know, off the charts all the damn time, but that's just how it is. He's always going to be needed. 38 damage and 740 fire rate. So he has a higher fire rate but a lower damage, but his gun, I've done calculations, it does lower DPS than any of the assault rifles. Even the Spear is the middle in between the 416C and the AUG A2. Sorry, got a little brain dead for that second. So performance wise with guns, Jaeger's at the fucking bottom. And not only to say that, Jaeger only has barbed wire and a bulletproof camera. Well, he used to have a shield. He has impacts and barbed wire, I believe, or impacts and a bulletproof shield. Okay, and a proximity alarm. Okay, I don't play Omai often, so that tells you why. While as Thunderbird, she's a 3-speed with an assault rifle, vertical grip, has NATO sights for the gun, along with a C4 and an impact nade. There's not a lot of defensive operators that have that. Well, Mai used to have that, or Goyo used to have that, along with Capcan still has that C4 and impact picking out, right? So for utility-wise, she's fucking great. I'm a guy that if an operator has a C4, I'm always bringing C4s on those dudes, you know what I mean? It's great for kills, it's great for shield denial, it's great for plant denial, it's great for a lot of things. As the secondary weapons, the Bearing 9, I think that's the only defender that has the Bearing 9. Apart from Echo, obviously. So that's really cool because the only other guys that have SMGs sidearms are Vigil, Echo, Smoke, and Mute, the SAS bros, and that's about it that I can remember or see. Yeah, it's just those guys. So having another one with that secondary, she's a very strong operator. I can tell you what I'm going to run right here. Run with her is the Spear 308, the Nitro Cell, and a Bearing 9. And I'm probably going to play her as an anchor because she's kind of like Melusi in a way where you can play as the anchor or roamer because Melusi is also a 3-speed op that can switch those roles. And it's good to have that versatility in case you were lacking, hey, we have too much roamers or whatnot. And if you have Melusi on your team, she can anchor. You know, she has easy gun to use, and she has a Nitro Cell. She can punish a lot of attackers coming her way. Thunderbird can do the same thing. A strong gun, not a lot of recoil, and a fucking C4. She can do a lot. So that's just my thoughts personally on Thunderbird. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I just like throwing that information out there and making, you know, a decision based on that kind of stuff. So I'm not saying Thunderbird's going to be the new Jaeger, but she kind of is in terms of, not from gadget wise, but just gun wise and performance wise. You know, Wamai's number 1, Thunderbird's number 2, and Jaeger's is at the fucking bottom. Alright, let's go and go down. So the map rework for this season is Favela. It's cool that they're doing casual map reworks, but I would much rather prefer other reworks such as I don't like Canal, even though they reworked the map and they made it much better than what it was. I still feel like that needs a rework. I absolutely hate how choked up Canal is, along with Consulate. I just hate Consulate and Canal. Those are my 2 maps at the bottom I fucking hate. I think any other map I don't have a problem with in ranked. But again, back to Favela. I think it's pretty cool. Favela is a fucking shit show map, but it's also fun to play on, you know? It's chaotic. It's meant to be chaotic. A lot of the walls are exterior and soft. You know, you have a lot of fun with them. You can play hard breachers and soft breachers and just completely wreck the whole fucking map. But in the video, the rework for Favela looks really nice. Going down to balancing changes. Some Melusi changes. When active, the center of Melusi's Banshee sonic defense will now be vulnerable to bullets, lasers, explosives, and melee attacks. The outer shell that surrounds the center is bulletproof but vulnerable to explosions. So vulnerable to bullets now. That wasn't a thing before this this patch notes, obviously, right? The only way to destroy it was either, you know, Ash charging it or Sophia charging it or mailing it, right? Now you can get within the vicinity by triggering the Banshee itself and just tapping in the center. I can see some cool ways of kind of trapping attackers doing that, or like baiting them, like, oh, put the Melusi or put the Banshee intentionally in a dumbass spot, let them trigger it, and either set up a C4 in some place or quick peek around the corner, pre-firing them, right, and kill them instantly. I think it's cool. I always try to see the positives of these changes. I like how they're nerfing Melusi's gadget because she's always banned in a fucking ranked, especially if you're pretty much gold 1 and higher. She's always banned because she's annoying to deal with. She takes a lot of utility from the attacking side to push on into sight and whatnot. So I like this change, but I also don't like this change. Smoke changes. The propagation system in Smoke's remote gas grenade has been reworked to prevent the toxic gas from traveling through walls, floors, and ceilings. As a Smoke main myself, I agree with this change. It's not fair that a lot of the default spots that have Smoke for that site setup, he can just throw it at a wall and just fucking trigger it, and the attackers can't do anything about it without pushing the Smoke, right? And pushing the Smoke is a dangerous fucking job. He has the best shotgun in the entire game, along with an SMG-11. He will wreck your shit in a close combat situation, if the Smoke knows what he's doing, right? If a Smoke knows what he's doing, he's completely dangerous. Again, with the whole default planning spots and just planning overall, Smoke is a formidable foe to deal with for attackers. So I agree with this change. It's more realistic because gas can't go through fucking walls, solid walls at least. So it's sad to say I can't throw it at a wall anymore and to prevent the default plant. So Smoke mates got to play differently. Shattered Glass. I am literally 50-50 on this. So players will now be able to use a melee hit to shatter the glass of Mirror's Black Mirror, Maestro's Evil Eye, and the Bulletproof Camera. Shattered Glass is obscure, the fuck, and prevents the devices from being used to spot opponents. So I like to change the Mira, and hear me out. Mira is very strong, and she's always been strong since Operation Velvet Shell. I have not played since that operation, but she's clearly strong for that. She dominates on Coastline. and she dominates on specific maps like Clubhouse. What's another map? Oregon, and other maps that are favored to mirror, Bank, other maps like that. So, but for most mirror setups, your attackers are not going to get the chance to fucking touch the mirror. Borders is another good one. She's not. You're not going to get a chance if the mirror knows what she's doing and she's aggressive enough to prevent you from walking up to it or baiting you to get it. I don't know, either acting AFK or walking away from the mirror while you're joining out, and you think, oh, it's nice to push them and destroy the mirror, right? Get rid of some utility off the board from the defenders. Nope, she can come around the corner and fucking pre-fire you, and you won't see it coming unless you got a teammate watching that drone, right? So Black Mirror, I agree with that change. I just don't see it happening much in games, especially in the higher ranks. My boy Maestro, they obliterated him. They took away his ACOG. They took away how great his fucking gun was in terms of rapid firing it, you know, un-ADSing and just lasering people like that. I can agree with that change though. And there's already a, you know, especially that change what they made with Thatcher and Twitch, to where they can throw an EMP or tase it, and the visor will open up a little bit enough for them to destroy it. There's so many attackers that can destroy Maestro's shit now. The Gon 6 as well. Fucking, what's his name? Flores. I had to bring fart again. There's so much stuff that can destroy Maestro's cameras, and now you don't even have to play Sledge and just walk him and just smack it. That's literally any attacker. So I guess us Maestro mains, I'm also Maestro main, you have to be smarter with where you put it, I guess. You can't place it on the outside of objectives anymore because it's vulnerable to getting hit if you don't have a roamer near to protect it, right? It's going to be like almost an insight only thing, which I know certain setups have one cam on the inside of sight watching default spot or one on the outside. So it's a fucking lot. I don't agree with that change at all. And if anything, operators such as like Sledge and Maverick, they can use their ability, their blowtorch or their hammer, and destroy it. They used to be like that. Now I'm sure the blowtorch would still destroy the Maestro cam, and I'm sure the hammer will. But again, that negates it, and all the operators can just fucking smack it now. You know? At first you were afraid of that Maverick or afraid of that Sledge, but now it's literally any fucking operator. I just don't like it at all. After the bulletproof camera rework and whatnot, and how they made the shit shoot fucking EMPs and be able to look around, it's cool, but it's a little too much for me, it looks like. Especially the recharge time on it. It looks like it's like 10-15 seconds. It's a little too fast for the EMP. So you're almost punishing attackers for joining at the site by giving the bulletproof camera a little bit too much utility usage. It's already strong enough, in my opinion. It's already I think it's a good spot, but I like how you can move around at least and not stuck staring at one angled. So knock changes test server only. Together feedback, a few changes to knock will be present on the test server only. When activated, knock's held presence reduction won't set off proximity-based devices, but knock will still trigger laser-based gadgets, like Capcan's entry denial devices and Rooney's surrogates. Makes sense. The noise reduction aspect of her ability has also been removed. Wow. So I've never been a fan of knock, but I do like how they're trying to buffer, but also looks like the noise reduction. They took that away. I don't think anybody ever plays knock because she's like a cav on attack. I feel like they take her more for the, oh, I don't have to worry about cameras as much. I don't have to worry about yokais, bulletproof cameras, evil eyes, you know, all that kind of shit. Moving on. The death experience. I am also in a love-hate relationship with this change because competitively, Siege has always been a competitive game by nature, and that's what I've been telling a lot of people lately that have been messaging me on my Instagram. And if you're watching this video, you're gonna hear me say this shit again. I always hide in dead bodies, in casual at least, just to fuck with people. It's fun doing that shit, you know what I mean? But on a competitive level and a competitive aspect of the game, it's kind of not fair because it appears differently to everyone's screen, right? A body can be on a table for one person, but the body can be also on the floor for another, you know? So it's not fair, and sometimes bullets can't stop those bodies depending on the position that they're in. It's really weird and really inconsistent, which I can see why they change it, and I am 100% going for this. I feel like they should have kept this in the ranked and unranked playlist, and maybe just keep the death how it is, you know, with body and client side bodies and casual, just to keep that fun aspect of the game, right? But But reading the what they have here, death changes. When a player dies, they will now be able to skip over the first-person death animation. In addition, the slow motion and opponent close-up that were previously part of the death replay have been removed. The change was made to keep the change was made to help keep players in the flow of action. Okay. Operator icons. When a player is eliminated, a transparent operator icon will appear in the place of their body. The icon will remain for the duration of the round, just as a body would. This change was made to help players identify eliminated operators and prevent unfair gameplay scenarios involving bodies. So that they're specifically describing hiding in dead bodies in that little line they have there, right? And again, I agree with it. God, I absolutely hate this. Gameplay after death. Test server only. I'm happy it's test server only. So to gather community feedback, the Year 6 Season 2 test server will now have the gameplay after death. Attackers will be able to drive their own drones after death, as well as Zero's Argus Cams, Mozzie drones, Echo's Yokais, Maestro Evil Eyes can be used by those operators after death. Bulletproof cameras, which now fire EMP bursts, can be used by defenders after death. The feature aims to reduce downtime when players are eliminated and offer more ways to players to support their team and have an impact on the round. Okay, I hated reading that last part. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. I can't say it enough, especially in the competitive aspect in a fucking ranked game. It's cool that they're promoting, hey, get off your fucking phone when you die in a ranked or in a casual, you know, fucking do something for your team. I like that, because I hate it when my friends are like, oh, sorry, I was on my phone, oh, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, bro, watch my drones, watch my flank, watch my ass, you know? But they're doing too much with being fucking interactive with everyone's gadgets, and it's both for attacking and defending. It kind of negates getting a kill, you know, that reward of killing an operator on the enemy team, because that's one gun off the board. Now, sure, it's one gun off the board, but it's another eye in a fucking corner. It's another evil eye to deal with. It's another yokai to deal with. You know what I mean? It's very tedious, right? And again, it's the same thing for the attackers. I mainly want to say defenders because they have just much more gadgets and traps to place down than attackers do, because the only drones really they have is just Twitch drones and Argus cams. And that's pretty much it. So it's not much, but at least for attackers, it's going to be annoying for defenders because you can drive around, especially if you have all 10 drones on the fucking board. And let's say you have Zero's cams up as well. That's a total of 14 fucking cameras, right? Driving around, looking at you, especially if it's a one-on-one situation. It's a lot of pressure for both of them, especially if attackers need a plant or if defenders need to defuse. You know, there's just so much shit coming involved that if attackers need a plant, but let's say you're playing as, let's say IQ, and you don't have the ability to destroy an Evil Eye Meister camera, and there's one left, and it's shooting at you, right? It's one thing that is staring at you watching you plant, but it's another when it's sitting there shooting at you from a dead player while you have Vigil running up on your ass shooting at you. You know what I mean? It's a lot for that, again, for the example, IQ to deal with. I don't like it at all, and I can tell you this right away, it's probably not going to make it to the live version of the game. It's too much. I can tell a lot of people are going to be bitching about it, including myself. It's not fair to either team. I don't like that you can be able to interact with that kind of shit after death. It takes away the value of killing an operator. It really does. I just don't like it at all. Moving on, HP replaces armor, test server only. Kind of wish this was in a live feature already. I feel like it would make it, for new players at least, easier to understand the armor system. I've been playing this game for almost 3 years now, and I myself kind of confused about the armor system. In terms of Rook, right? So let's go over to Rook now. I know it puts on another armor level, but HP-wise, I don't know how much that does for me. You know, it used to say like, oh, you know, it takes away like 25% damage from the gun that's shooting at you, but I don't fucking know, you know? Operator armor will be converted to health or HP on the test server. This means that 3 armor operators will have 125 HP, 2 armor ops will have 110, and 1 armor ops will just have the plain 100. This feature is being released on the test server so that the test server players can try it out and the team can have additional time to fine-tune it. I can say this right now, it's going to make it into a live version. It's simpler, right? And the rare times you get a Rook, this is mainly for casual, you know, those Rook players, those Rook mains. You won't see, you know, fucking Rook or Doc played at all in ranked. it makes it easier. So it adds on extra health. Obviously, I think the vest itself is 20 HP that it gives you, or 15. I can't remember how much it gives you. But it's cool that, you know, Rook is going to have a default 125 and Vigil's just going to have 100 because, you know, he's a 3 armor. He's a 1 speed, or 1 armor, sorry. So it's cool to see the visualization health for the operator playing as, because Legion's a 2 speed, Ella's a 3 speed, and I am so sorry. I keep fucking this shit up. Let's go by armors. She's a 1 armor, 2 armor, 3 armor. Holy fuck. I am sorry, guys. I'm just fucking brain dead today. You know, coming back to Siege and making videos and whatnot. Holy hell. We'll just say it that way. So it's easier to visualize, you know, 125, 110, 100. So that's cool. Scoreboard 2.0. The scoreboard has been redesigned to provide players with more game context during matches. The new scoreboard displays the stages of each match and the outcomes of each round as they occur, and banned operators are listed for ranked and unranked matches. I really like that. Bullet holes. This is one that a lot of people I know too also bitch about. It's usually my tryhard friends that bitch about this kind of stuff. I love this. So the line of sight through bullet holes in soft surfaces has been blocked. This prevents unfair gameplay scenarios and encourages players to use a variety of strategies to eliminate opponents. Note, bullet holes and thin materials like window glass, barricades, and the inner core of props are not affected by this change. So you can still do this through some things, such as those that are listed, windows and barricades. Some windows, that doesn't really matter because, you know, it's a fucking window, everyone can see through it. Barricades are different because people still spawn peek through barricades. With bullet holes on Cafe, I have nightmares of this shit because this has happened to me when I was up in the high plat 3 and when I hit plat 2 earlier this season. I already know those guys played and I didn't die to it, but I nearly died to it and I clutched up and I killed the dude. But bullet holes are a fucking problem. You won't see this shit in the plat 3 area. Again, I don't know what rank most of my audience is, but pretty much when you hit higher plat 3 and higher, you're gonna see bullet holes everywhere. And I'm happy this is a different change because it's a fucking nightmare. There's already so much shit you need to pay attention to and be vigilant about. I don't want to worry about a fucking wall shooting back at me. You know what I mean? And I understand droning and whatnot, but I'm not going to drone every soft wall or stare at a wall to see if there's a bullet hole through that can fucking kill me. You know, I'm just not that kind of guy or going to waste my time on that. Alright, operator balancing. Interesting. So Ash, reduce number of breaching rounds from 3 to 2. Increase R4C vertical recoil. Horizontal spread will be more constant and stronger to the right. And long burst recoil will start on the 8th bullet instead of the 12th. Okay. I can also somewhat agree with this change. Ash is, you know, the attacking Jaeger, fucking pretty much. Those Ash and Jaeger mains. They're both easy to use ops. Ash is extremely easy for R4C because although she doesn't have ACOG, she has Hollow now. It's a fucking laser. Anybody can pick up the gun and just fucking beam with it, right? So I like that they are nerfing the R4C and the recoil in that change. But from the breaching rounds, I don't know why they're taking away from it, especially with the addition of fucking Thunderbird. It's more utilities, can be more pain. I would just keep the 3 rounds on Ash instead of reversing it back to 2. I don't like Ubisoft when they keep going back on shit. It's like the whole Dokkaebi situation to where they couldn't make their mind up if she had fucking frags or not. Like, I don't play Dokkaebi, but I don't know if she has any fucking frags right now, you know what I mean? Like, does she know? She has fucking smoke and flashbang. So I don't know this shit. I don't play the Korean bitch. I just can't keep track of this. It's like how they keep changing Finka with how she doesn't have frags anymore. I don't play Finka, but when you play her, it's nice to have those frags because she doesn't give that much. Speaking of which, that's the next operator they're talking about. Finka's HP is now permanently granted, similar to HP granted by Doc's stem pistol. I have wanted this change for a while now, right? It makes sense because not only does defenders technically have a healer, Doc, they have 2 healers now, Thunderbird and Doc. So it only makes sense that Finka gives the boost is permanent, which is also a 30 HP boost, and other benefits such as, you know, 0 recoil for your guns. So it's nice that they're making this change for her. Melusi. When Melusi's Banshee's sonic defense is active, the core becomes vulnerable to bullets and melee attacks. The device now detects enemies' feet. I don't know what they mean by enemies' feet. However, like we were talking about this earlier with the whole bullet thing, I like that they're taking some kind of action. I don't think this is the way they should do it. I feel like maybe 5 bullets will be nice, like a precision 5-bullet shot to destroy it. If you're within that vicinity or the area or radius of the Banshee, I don't think a single shot should be able to destroy it. Rook. The deployment and equipment interactions for Rook have been merged, so now when he drops the armor packet, he applies his own armor in the same movement. I like that. I feel like it should have been like that for a while. You know, when he drops the bag, he also puts on the armor. That is the change that they're making this season. So it's a small change, but it's a cool change. Valkyrie, again, I don't know why. Just to me, I don't know why they don't make these changes in the first place. Anyways, Valkyrie now has primary control over Black Eye cameras. So she will take control over cameras if another player is trying to use them at the same time, similar to Zero and Echo. I like that because if you are that operator that you know deploys that gadget, you should always have priority over it. So Valkyrie Black Eyes, I feel like they should still make the change to where randoms or people that aren't on your party cannot red ping them, because I absolutely hate it when I main Valkyrie for a while and you know I'm in a clutch situation or a teammate is in a clutch situation and that one random is just fucking spamming them, right? And let's say the attacker has time to fucking look for the camera, looks at it, finds it, and fucking shoots it. Well, there goes your fucking intel to help our guy win the round, you know what I mean? And that's literally between winning the game or losing a game and, you know, getting to your first plat or your first plat 2 or first plat 1, you know what I mean? It fucking sucks when people do that shit. So I feel like Mozzie, Maestro, Echo, they should always have priority of their fucking gadgets. It just makes sense. Vigil. Increased vertical recoil, horizontal spread will be more consistent and stronger to the right. Long burst recoil will start on the 6th bullet instead of the 12th. Okay. Vigil is fucking strong. Vigil's always been strong. Because especially since he has barely any counters to him. I want to say Dokkaebi is a counter, IQ is a counter, Jackal's a counter, Lion does not counter him. Again, I don't think I've said this in any of my videos, but if you're Vigil main, I hope you fucking know you can counter Lion. Because there's even plat 2s I see that fucking hold still when a Lion scan is going off, and I'm like, just activate your fucking gadget and you can walk right through it without it going off, without being pinged, right? So that's just for... that's just a little piece of info if anybody even made it to the video this far. I like how they're making it harder to control, because I forgot what this fucking gun is called. The K1A, that's what it's called. So it's a very easy to use gun. It's a compact AR caliber. 36 damage and 720 fire rate. It's a very easy to use gun, especially with angle grip. It's better than whatchamacallit's gun. Jaeger's, I want to say at this point, especially with the recoil change. But now that they're, you know, increasing the video, recoil kick, sorry, holy shit. He's gonna be harder to use. Going back to Zero. The Argus camera now uses the same resource management system as the shock drone. A shock is recharged every 15 seconds and the device has infinite ammunition and only one shot can be stacked. This is a small change or a small buff to Zero, which I like because I used to also main him for a little bit until they took his frags, which was disappointing. But he's still great for intel wise. I really like how they added this operator overall. I feel like depending how you use him, you're not going to get a lot of usage out of destroying utility with his charges, especially if it's 15 seconds long, because usually a smart defender will be like, oh, there's a camera, just fucking, you know, pick it off the wall. The Bearing 9. Horizontal spread is now more consistent instead of randomly moving to the left or right, and the next shot is closer to the center. Thank you. So, I don't play a lot of Hibana, and I don't play a lot of Echo, but when I do, it's kind of it's challenging, especially on console, to control that shit, especially if you're not using any you know, mouse and keyboard or any mods or any changes and such to the recoil handling. If you're using just raw controller, it's difficult. I'd rather use the SMG11 because it's the easiest SMG besides the CZ to use for defending or overall. SMG12. First shot kick has been reduced and vertical recoil has been reduced. Horizontal spread will be more predictable and constant to the left, and the long burst recoil will start on the 12th bullet instead of the 6th. That's funny. So they're kind of reversing it like the rest of the guns. So the K1A and the R4C, it was the 12th bullet is when shit will start getting hard to control. With the SMG-12, it was the 6th one. Okay. I think when I play Dokkaebi now, because she has the Gon 6, right? Alright. This is better. Because for Dokkaebi, I would rather have the SMG-12 because she has a fucking DMR as her secondary. Reason why I run the Gon 6 on her, and again, I barely play her, but the reason why I run the Gon 6 on her is I can destroy utility. At least with the SMG-12, it'll be fucking controllable now. Because look, it has a maximum rate of fire, 1270. And it's a fucking nightmare to control. Even if you have... oh, you can't even put on a fucking barrel attachment. I didn't even notice that. So yeah, it's just... I'm happy that they're making it easier to use this stuff. Tweaks and improvements. Game balancing smoke. The propagation system is supposed to recoil gas to prevent the gas from traveling through walls. A new sound plays when the canister is detonated. Okay. Operators hit by the cloud receive a 15 HP damage every half a second until they leave the area of effect. So it's always been the same. Okay. Shattered glass interactions. Okay, a lot of this we already went through. Player comfort. Diffuser interactions. Auto pickup for the diffuser had been removed. What? The pickup action is now manual. Oh, excuse me. But there's no animation and the prompt appears when the player is in range. They don't need to look at the diffuser. Okay. Adding key binding for drop interaction front update. Okay. So that diffuser change is... It's small, but I don't like it. So auto pickup for it, I feel like the auto pickup should still stay on. Because there are some situations to where that one dumbass random or just your friend, dies by himself with a diffuser. And depending where it lands, like, in front of a doorway or in a corner or just wherever it's at, right? It's easier just to walk over it and pay attention to it if a defender's coming to you rather than manually staring at it, picking it up, then pulling your gun back up. Thankfully, it says you don't have to even look at it. So maybe just stand over it and it gives you the prompt, click square or click X or whatever the fuck you're using to pick it up, right? Abandoned penalties updates. Penalties are now 60 minutes, 2 hours, 24 hours, or 48 hours depending on the level of escalation. Cooldown for abandoned penalties has increased to 7 days. Ooh. Was previously 2 days. Renown penalties now have the same duration as matchmaking restrictions. Okay, so it's a bunch of little stuff. Alright, that's pretty much all for today's video. So sorry for my hiccups and whatnot. It's been obviously a long ass time since I made a video, so I've, stuttered and shit and tripped over my own fucking words, but it's not a video if I don't do that at least one time, right? So like what we discussed during this whole North Star patch notes, I like most of the changes. And the ones that I don't agree with, it's alright. Again, with the Maestro thing, I don't like it. There was another thing I was really pissed off about. What was it? What was it I was super pissed off about? I don't even remember. Anyways, that's pretty much all for the video. Alright, that's coming out for this video. I hope everyone enjoyed, me discussing Operation Thunderbird and whatnot. And if you made it this far in the video, please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Again, I won't be as active, but if you are new to the channel, this is your first time watching me and whatnot, check out my other videos. I have about 60 videos. Most of them are maybe 10 minutes long or more. So, there's a lot of content to go through, a lot of content to watch. A lot of it's still relevant today. So, go and check that stuff out. And again, if you watch this entire video from beginning to end without skipping, pausing, or whatnot, not pausing, skipping through it and whatnot, just let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. What pisses you off about this patch? What do you like about this patch? What do you want to see changed? Why do you think some of these changes are happening? Just give me your overall thoughts and whatnot. I like to hear about them. I like going through the comments, like reading everyone's comments and, you know, discussing it with my community, discussing it with my subs, with my fans. I really enjoy doing that kind of stuff. I like the interaction with you guys. And speaking of interaction, go and follow me on my Instagram. I'm gonna put that in the description below, so you guys can go and check that out. You know, I put stories up almost daily. I'm pretty interactive. I try to be interactive with my audience, my folks and whatnot. So yeah, pretty much all. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love you guys. Peace.